Hey everybody, welcome back to NSB. We're ready for the next step on our little tractor. We had gotten the lower unit, the transmission, all that back together, so she's pretty much ready for paint. Unfortunately, before I paint that, I have a lot of other stuff I need to paint, and some of it is not ready because I got to rebuild, like the floorboard with the clutch pedals and brakes, the steering box, all that's going to have to be done. But the main pieces that I want to get painted, because it's actually some of the first stuff I'm going to be putting back on, is the gas tank, the hood, the two fenders, and the grill. And so before I paint the big piece, I'm going to at least get the grill done, because the grill is going to be my biggest painting piece, because it's going to have a lot of work done to it. It needs a piece of metal put back in that's broke out on one of the ribs, and it's beat up pretty bad, so I got a lot of straightening and smoothing out to do on it. So basically I'm going to get that ready, so when I shoot primer on the big piece, I'll be able to shoot primer and stuff on that one too. The other pieces, like the fender, the hood, and gas tank, they're in good shape. All I got to do is sand, prime, and paint, so I don't have to do a whole lot of work on it. So I want to get this one piece ready for primer, because I'm about to sand it and then prime it again. But I will get the big piece painted first. But once I start doing all that, I don't want to have to clean my gun out a bunch of times, so I want to try to knock out two birds at one stone. So I'm going to work on the grill on this video, and you'll see what all I have to do. This is the grill. Right now I'm going to try to get all the screen out. Beat up pretty good. I'm missing a whole piece that goes all the way across here. It's busted out here, so I'm going to have to fix all that. Get this all beat back straight. She beat up heavy. Took some abuse down here on this end. Got a big dent here. Let's see what I can do. So, I've used my hammers, dials, all that. I got this thing about as straight as I'm going to get it. As you can see, I did get the new rib put in. I pretty much took a piece of metal. Here's a little piece on the end. I cut it a certain width, put it in my brake press and bent two ends on it, then had to grind them all down. And this was the piece that's here on the end to make that piece back. But it's been welded in. I've got the back side all cleaned out. Everything welded up. You see I got my dent fixed back out. And let me tell you about some of my filler that I'm using right here and right in here. This was bent all the way down into here. I had to knock it all back up. It did have a little split and a hole in it right here. I didn't want to weld on it because it's such thin, it's going to warp up and just make that much better. So to make this much stronger, it had a hole in it, and I didn't want to just put Bondo on it. So I came in with some JB weld, put JB weld on, that way I can smooth that out, then I can Bondo over it. I did the same here. This has been welded, but I put JB weld back over it to fill in some of the holes. So that's where I'm at this point. Now it's going to be some paint and body. So now it's ready for some primer. Got everything sanded down to as smooth as I can get it for a tractor. Got about, from the time that I started with putting the welding the piece in and everything, probably 20 hours worth of labor in that. Alright, so we're fixing to spray some primer, our first coats on. I've got the paint booth in here set up. I still got to hang my grill up. Let me show you what I'm going to be using to paint here. This is my primer gun when I do cars, so it'll shoot pretty thick paint. And the paint that I bought, which is not what we're going on right now, you can go to TSC, and this is the International Harvester color, and this is Rust-Oleum. Now when you go to TSC, you can get some $50 gallon stuff, but it's oil based. It fades out, it ain't worth a crap. I've used it before. But Rust-Oleum now, you know, Rust-Oleum and Krylon's the only two kind of paint you can put inside a motor. So this is really good durable stuff. Matter of fact, when you look at the main chassis over there, that bright red right dead center that's still nice and shiny is Rust-Oleum that I used a long time ago after I redid that battery box once. Also, Rust-Oleum red oxide metal primer. When you read this can, it tells you it's wise decision to put the primer on before you put the paint. So this is what we're fixing to shoot. So let's get shooting, mixing and shooting. So I got her primed up. Brown. It said red oxide, red metal, but brown primer. You know, that front come out pretty good for an old tractor. You know, a few little dings still, but hey, compared to what it did look like, them sides are nice compared to, yeah, smooth. This thing had some dents, just a few little bitty dings here and there, but I think it's gonna look good. I got them two parts in primer. Got my gun cleaned out and got my mineral oil back in it. I'm gonna tell you, the lacquer thinner did not want to clean the paint or that primer up out of there. You know, all my polyurethane that I shoot on cars, my clear coat, my primer that I shoot for cars, take some lacquer, 2 shots, it's gone, clean. I had to take my rags and wipe it out, and then I went back with some more lacquer and finally got it all out. It didn't want to come out. So that Rust-Oleum is pretty tough paint. So that's going to be all on this episode. Next one, I don't know what we're going to be working on next. Might be some red paint going on, so we might have that happening. Let me see where we're at, what I need to do. Till next time.